All right, there you go.
Brother.
Oh, yeah.
All right, time. All right, so Shalom.
Shalom.
Shalom, Akim. We the brothers here from the Great Millstone Atlanta Camp once again with another live show. You know, this lesson is going to be entitled Understanding the Severity of the Truth. And of course, you know, before we get started, we want to give all praises, glory, and honor unto YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, Rakakadosh. All right, and also we want to say double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule and teach well. And peace, salutations, many blessings to the elect of Israel scattered around the four corners of the earth. And you know, like we said, you know, we want to go into, you know, basically having a clear understanding of the severity of this truth and, you know, the reward and the penalty of it. Okay, because when you understand the reward of something that you're involved with, it makes you go hard. And one thing that Jake's mind is closed. They're closed-minded. They don't have an open mind, so they don't even really know how to think in a kingdom format. Okay, because their mind has been fashioned through America to think carnally. Therefore, it leads to you not fully understanding the severity of the choices and the decisions that you make. Which is why our people are known for doing what? Making bad decisions. Because they don't understand that, you know, this decision is going to cost you your life. That's why they go and rob banks and they steal cars and they gang bang and do all of these things, because they don't understand the severity or the consequences of anything. So when we come into the truth, and like the scriptures say, be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind, come as a little child. When we do that and we come up the right way, we begin to then understand the severity of this truth. And the decisions and the consequences that we make, or the decisions that we make, you know, will result in either the reward or the consequence of what we're involved with. Okay? So what I want to do is I want to get this this word severity in the etymology, then I'm gonna pass it on over to the fellow priest. I say Kahanyam. Pass it over to the fellow Kahanyam, let them get it in. But this is from the Edom Online. This is the word severity. All right, and it says from late 15th century. It says austerity or strictness of life. Okay, and one thing that the truth is not. Hey, YAHAWASHI said what? This is the way, or I'm the way, the truth, and the light. Okay. So this truth is synonymous with life, and life is to be taken serious, man. When you come into this truth, this is to be taken serious. This is not you know, the Boy Scouts. You know, this ain't no like I say, the hangout, the trap house, man. All right, we're coming into a royal priesthood. We're coming into a covenant that was formed and that was agreed upon by YAHAWASHI's or the Lord's favorites. That's what we're coming into. We're coming into an ancient promise. Okay? We're not just coming into a raise, a 25-cent raise at Burger King.
Right.
You know, we're coming into an ancient promise, an inheritance. And with this inheritance, it's expected for us to understand the severity of it if we don't uphold our end of that covenant or that agreement. Okay? Now I'm going to read it, but it says seriousness, strictness, sternness. And why you think YAHAWASHI was so serious-minded? Because he understood. He understood the severity of it. Now that's not to say that brother's not going to, you know, crack jokes here and there and laugh and things of that nature. But at the end of the day, our mind is serious about what we're involved with. Okay? And your mind should be as well. You know? Because if not, hey, the Most High can take you out. And he won't take you out in a regular way. He can get creative with you. So don't give the Lord a reason to get creative with you, man. You know? Don't give the Lord a reason to get creative with your ass. You got guys that used to be in Great Millstone that got knocked off a whole building, man. You know? Straight drop. Got hit by a Mack truck, man. You know? From stories that the apostle says, one guy got his head ran over by a bus You know, you don't want, you know, to be put in a position where the Lord can get creative with you. So take it serious, man. Okay? We in them times. All right, continuing on, this is the part I wanted to get. It says, steadfastness, toughness, strictness in dealing with others. Why you think YAHAWASHI is so strict with us? You know, YAHAWASHI ain't letting up on us, man. Every day is something going on, man. You got to be the camp every week, on point. You got to stay in it. You got to stay on fire. You go off, the brother's going to stay on your ass. You going to get tired? Or you going to keep getting up and going? Okay? That's the severity of it. The strictness in dealing with others. Whenever you read the scriptures and YAHAWASHI begin to sup with you, you begin to see how much of a level you're not on. Okay? And that makes you take it even more serious because you want to be on the level. You want to grow. You want to be better. You want to strive and push and overcome. So that's why the Lord deals with us in a strict manner. Okay? So let's go ahead and jump to Luke chapter 14, verse 26.
This is Luke chapter 14 and 26. If any man come to me and hate not his father and mother and wife and children and brethren and sisters, yea, and his own life also, he cannot be my disciple. All right? Yeah, and so basically, you have to come with the understanding, especially when you want to follow the Lord, that, like the brother said, this is your life. You know, the life that we've had and that we've tried to pursue our so-called dreams and, you know, everything prior to understanding who we are as being Israelites, all that changes now. Okay? We have to transform our mind and our spirit to a whole nother lifestyle. Okay?
That's right.
And once we know and we understand that this world is wicked and the people are in it, whether it's our family members and even our own selves, we have to have a very, you know, a disdain for it. You know? Not that you hate and disrespect your parents, things like that, but you have a disdain for the lifestyle they're living, and you get to more of an abundant, positive lifestyle based off of the scriptures. You know, you change your mind, and then, you know, once you learn to teach, and you can help your family. But first, you gotta discipline yourself. Okay. Verse 27 says, "And whosoever does not bear his cross and come after me cannot be my disciple." So if you're not going to take this, because there is a spiritual burden that does come with knowing this knowledge and understanding. You know, because you awoken now secrets that not many people understand. You know, and that becomes a burden in your mind.
That's right, brother.
Okay, but you got to be able to bear it. You know, and it comes with zeal, it comes with fire, but then it comes with a certain weight that you have to grow to understand that you have to carry. You know, but taking the discipline, being a disciplined learner, that is what makes you, you know, a better Israelite man, a better priest, you know, a better leader. Okay? But you got to be able to take it. And you have to understand that you have to take it in order to be the Lord's disciple, so he can grow you up to another level.
That's right.
All right, verse 28. It says, "For which of you, intending to build a tower, sitteth not down first and counteth the cost, whether he has sufficient to finish it?" So if you're going to endeavor in anything, you know, you say you want to, you know, I'm pursuing my goals, I'm in my bag. Well, in order for you to be in your bag, you got to know what you're going after. You have to know how much it's going to cost to get to where you're going. All right, and that comes with life, period.
Yeah, you wouldn't take a road trip without any no gas.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, because, and if I may add, that goes back into understanding the severity of it. Because if you take a road trip and you don't have enough gas money, the severity of it is your ass gonna be broke down in the middle of no goddamn where.
Right.
Excuse my language.
Yep.
You know, but you're gonna be broke down in the middle of nowhere because you didn't sit down and see if you had an efficient amount of resources to be able to finish that trip. You know, and that's the same thing in the truth. And what's so crazy about it is it's all right here. All you gotta do is just go in there and get it. The money's right here. That's where the money's at. You know, the talents, the scriptures, the understanding. So you have to go, you have to open up your Bible and you have to read and let YAHAWASHI increase you and sup with you, man. In order for you to gain and you can have, you know, that spirit to endure and push on.
Right. So it says, verse 29, thus happily, after he had laid the foundation and is not able to finish it, all that behold it begin to mock him.
Yep.
Saying, this man began to build and was not able to finish.
That's right. And that's why the scriptures say, you know, he that endures to the end, the same shall be saved. You know, we have to finish the course. What did Paul say? He said, I have fought my fight. I have finished my course. Henceforth is a crown stored up for me. Okay? So the Lord is not about to give a crown and eternal life to those that tap out. That quit. And if you quit, you just don't, first of all, it's through predestination, you wasn't chosen. But second of all, the Lord gave you the spirit not to fully understand what you was involved with. You didn't understand the severity of the consequences that you may face. Okay? Through the strong delusions, through deceit, through malice. A lot of you guys, you get the spirit taken away from you because you just be malicious as hell, man. You know, and the scripture say what? Wisdom cannot dwell in the malicious spirit. Some of you guys just injurious. You just look to hurt people feelings. You just look to destroy and break down and problematic, argumentative, debate, the great debaters. Not considering that these things are unfruitful and it chokes the word out of you eventually. Because you don't fully understand the severity and the gravity of what you're involved with. You know?
Right. This is verse 31. Or what king going to make war against another king sitteth not down first and consulteth whether he be able with 10,000 to meet him that cometh against him with 20,000.
Yeah, because if I could say, every king they have their military leaders. Okay, that they have to consult with. You have to sit down with them to see, you know, a military strategist. Like in Trump's case, it's Mike Pence.
Yeah.
You also have with King David. Well, King David switched a few of them, but I want to say it was Jesse, Joab, Salakia, Joab. Yeah, Joab. You know, and he would consult with him. You know, to see whether, you know. So that's one thing that you have to do when pertaining to war is inquire and see and get advice. A king just doesn't move just, hey, I'm the king, I'm just gonna send, I'm just king. No, you gotta understand what you're getting involved with.
Well, the king of seek out the prophet too.
Yeah.
The prophet, whether it be wise to go to war or not, if it be so that you won't go. If not, then you know if he went against the prophet word, the Most High will destroy it. Because the Lord wasn't with it.
Yep, that's right. Oh, was that it?
So
yeah, I mean, that was the point. But no, what now? I got two more verses. Verse 32. Or else, while the other is yet a great way off, he sendeth an ambassador and desireth conditions of peace, Almighty, and he has men. Or you know, say you in a game and you got 10 men and he got 20 men, right? He coming with 20 men against you, right? Is you having only 10 men? The smart and wise thing to do is to say, you know what, we're gonna squat this. You know? So it says, but that's because you're thinking wisely, you're thinking ahead. It says, so likewise, whosoever he be of you, that forsaketh not all that he hath, he cannot be my disciple. So you have to be willing to sacrifice your aspirations and desires in this world, as far as what you know, to understand the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding of this world, the scriptures, in order for you to benefit. You know, because this world, like scripture says, it passes away, it fadeth away. You know, you're living your life, you know, in a dream, not knowing that it could turn to a nightmare real quick. But if you understand these scriptures, this is what's going to open your eyes to the truth, and this is going to keep you, you know, it should keep you in a wide eye of being able to see the pitfalls and seeing the nightmare coming. So you have to be willing to transform your mind to understand that this word, this is what's going to get you by. But you got to be disciplined in it and following it.
That's right. That's something real quick. But we're going to the topic or the subject of counting the cost, man. You know, understanding, you know, when you come into the truth, and you, like we say, you cross over, hey, you know, there's no turning back, man. You know, like brothers always make the analogy of this being like the mob, man. You know, once you win, man. That's it, you know. Now this is that's right. No, I got Ecclesiastes 5. 5 and 4. It says, when thou vowest a vow unto the Most High, defer not to pay it, for he have no pleasure in fools. Pay that which thou hast vowed. Better is it that thou should not vow than that thou shouldest vow and not pay. You know, and this coming into the truth is like a form of a vow, man. You know, basically in so many words, you told YAHAWASHI, you're going dirt to the end. You know, push his word of truth and sincerity. You know, and not give up, man. You know, so hey, that comes with having what? Going back to the topic. Understanding the severity of this thing. This thing is serious, man. That's right. This ain't no thing you just join, you know, join the you know, Boy Scouts. Or you join some little clique, a bunch of niggas. You just leave it, you know, free for all. It's a big nigga jamboree. Just do whatever you. This ain't what this is, man. This is, man. We dealing with the power of the universe, man. That's right. His only begotten Son, man.
We establishing a government under him.
Man.
There's consequences.
That's right. Yep. That's right.
I got one.
You got it.
I'm finished, bro. You got it.
Okay, Con. This is an example, you know, to show, you know, like, hey, the severity of it, man. The thing is very serious, and it's consequences behind whatever choice you make. So if you don't think that it's serious, then it's gonna be a consequence behind whatever decision you make. You know, and the scriptures give us examples of that to show that what we should, you know, count. Hey, well, I ain't gonna make this decision right here. I'm gonna fight for this thing. Just like hey, men that maybe get kicked out for 3 months, 6 months, or whatever, but then they don't do anything to try to get in the favor of YAHAWASHI works. You know, to do what they want to do. They just
compensate.
Just give up on it. You know, this thing is serious, man, and you can get the spirit taken away from you like that. But this is Acts 5, and I'm just started at the 1, read a little bit of it. This is it says, but a certain man named Ananias and Sapphira, his wife sold a possession and kept back part of the price. His wife also being privy to it, she was in agreement with it. Okay, it says, and brought a certain part and laid it at the apostles' feet. But Peter said, Ananias, why had Satan filled thine heart to lie to the Holy Spirit and to keep back part of the price of the land? While it remained, was it not thine own? And after it was sold, was not it thine own power? Why hast thou conceived this thing in thine heart, and thou hast not lied unto men, but unto the Most High? See? It says, and Ananias hearing these things, hearing these words, fell down and gave up the spirit. And great fear came upon all them that heard these things. So that was a great example to show the severity of when YAHAWASHI says to push him, to be a part of him, then you should do it. Because the opposite end of it is you can lose your life, this death. It's a life-death choice that you have to make. You see? So if you think that it could be light, I'm sure Ananias probably thought that was something being light. Well, the Lord probably ain't gonna catch that. But he let Peter caught it. You know,
Yep.
quick.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, hey, the Lord show men in the camps things quick, and they catch things. You know, and that could cause you your salvation if it wasn't meant for you.
That's right.
Like I said, you know, but if you get put on suspension, then what you gonna do? We had examples of brothers that's still in our camp that showed great example when they got excused from the body, still did the work of YAHAWASHI. YAHAWASHI brought them back.
Yep.
See,
Right.
you know. So yeah, it's very severe, man. What we are into is very serious, you know. But that
And this is building off the Elder Ratazar's point, basically going into how basically the Most High, he gave us this. You know, he gave us a choice whether to get involved with it, and once we put our hand to the plow, you know, there's no turning back. This is Matthew 7:7. And it shall be given you, seek and you shall find, knock and it shall be opened unto you.
That's right.
And the reason I bring that out is because we all knocked on Yahawashi's door. Okay, we all asked, you know, and seek the truth. You know, when we started, you know, having itching ears and you know, started getting into, you know, watching videos and you know, having a curious mind, you basically signing a contract right there.
Yeah.
You know, once you start getting involved and learning, and now you're responsible for what you learn.
Because you understand it, so
You have a certain level of understanding. Now it's like, okay, well, what you gonna do with it?
That's right.
Yep.
Okay, well, the Lord's like, all right, well, look, you learn. Now you learn. What's up?
Yep.
I keep going. It says, for everyone that seeketh, receiveth, and he that seeketh, findeth, and to him that knocketh it shall be opened. Yeah, so basically, you knocked on Yahawashi's door. You wanted to know what was going on. You wanted to know the prophecies. You wanted to know the breakdowns.
He was intrigued.
You was intrigued. So now the Lord is like, okay, well, look, I done showed you this. Now, what mentor, if someone is mentoring you, you got to come up under them. You can't just, you know, learn and knock on their door and you know, hey, I want to learn. And can you teach me some stuff? And then just dip out. You a servant. You're indebted. You're indebted to them because I gave you valuable information to receive salvation. You know, so you know that's just one way to look at it is that, you know, like the Bishop of Tasman always says, you came down to the camps. You know, you out of your zeal, you know, you inquired of what the truth was. You went down to a camp. You listened for months. You studied. All right, now it's your turn. In return, you have to endure and keep it.
Yeah.
You gotta keep that faith, man. You know.
That's why the scriptures tell us in Revelation, the 3rd chapter, I would rather you just stay cold. You know, you either just be cold or hot. The Lord either wants you cold or hot. Now, is there times where your video output dwindles? Yes. Okay, you gotta remember your spirit is a candle. Like the scriptures tell you, I think that's in Proverbs. It says the spirit of man is the candle, is the candle of the Lord. Okay, so with heat, with flames go up, they increase, and sometimes they diminish. But a good flame never goes out. Okay, and that's the point of it. When your flame go out, that's considered you being cold. Okay. Now, when you start getting lukewarm, you gotta wake your spirit up.
Activate it.
You gotta activate your spirit. And what's the best source of activating a flame? Oil, which is the scriptures. The understanding of the scriptures. Get into the scriptures. Read, to uplift your spirit.
Right.
You know. But you know, if you come into this thing and you just, you know, willy nilly, hey, whatever. I got this going on, I got that going on, I don't have the time. At the end of the day, these are your works that you're gonna have to answer for.
That's right.
Okay? We all does not the scripture say we all gonna go before the throne of judgment?
Yep.
Everybody gonna go before the Lord, even the righteous.
Yeah.
Everybody has to go before the judge to get the judgment. The difference is the righteous is going to get rewarded.
Right.
Hey, good job, man. You know, I forgive you for all your transgressions and your sins. You repented, you prayed, you endured, you stayed down. You know, welcome to the kingdom of heaven. Crown of life, you know, you are a member of the elect.
Yep.
You know, not, you know, I don't know if it's going to go like that, but you're going to get rewarded.
Yeah,
Right.
You know?
YAHAWASHI likened that in a parable. He was like, come down thy faithful servant, you know,
Enter
thou hast
into-
been faithful in the little,
Yep.
and now thou shalt inherit, you know, 10 cities.
Yep.
Come inherit the kingdom of thy father.
That's right. And the
You know?
scriptures say it is what? It is thy Father's good pleasure to give you the kingdom of heaven. So the righteous, their end of the deal is going to be a reward. And the Lord He's faithful to do that, man.
That's right.
He wants to set us up, man.
That's right.
You know, He wants to give us the when we do good, you know, hook us up with certain things, man. That's our Father. But what happens if you come into this thing and you proud, you don't accept no accountability, zero accountability on how you act, how you move. You know, you like the brother Gamaliel Allah did a video about respecting and being considerate of brothers. You're inconsiderate. You know, your communication is horrible. You only talk to brothers once a week. You know, you only, you know, all right, here's my little pocket. You know, act like I'm in the truth. You know, these are your works at the end of the day. This is your effort. This is a reflection of how you feel about this truth. Okay? You gotta remember that. If you're on the basketball field and everybody busting their ass running back and forth up down the court, if you want to use the excuse of your knee hurting, that's your excuse. Don't get mad at the team if you have to sit on the bench.
Right.
Why you mad at them?
Right.
You know?
You the one complaining about your knee hurt, so go sit on the bench.
Right. Okay, well, you ain't cut out for this. I'm gonna let them. Then you get mad at them. I'm saying, man, you take this, you know, just being funny. But hey, listen, man, there's a level of accountability that we must assume, man.
Yeah.
You know, you have to hold yourself accountable, man. You have to understand how severe and how dire the consequences are if you ain't moving in the right way. And the elect are gonna get it together.
Yeah, exactly. One way or another.
One way or another.
You have some more on that?
That was it. I think.
I got one.
Okay.
I got one real quick.
Yeah.
Just real quick. This is actually this is 1 Corinthians chapter 3 and verse 10. It says,
That's what I had.
"Get out of here." That's the spirit. Hey, it says, "According to the grace of the Most High, which is given unto me as a wise master builder, I have laid the foundation, and another man builded thereon." So, what does Paul mean that he's laid the foundation? Because YAHAWASHI is the foundation. So, how did Paul lay the foundation? Because he added to the works of YAHAWASHI, which was foundational work. Okay, you have, let's say you have that the foundational work. You have a cornerstone. Okay, which is the foundation of the structure. But on top of that foundation, you put in other foundational pieces that's going to stabilize the structure as well.
Right.
You put little posts, little what is it? For brothers that do construction, is it like rebar or something?
Yeah, within that concrete to stabilize it even more.
Stronger,
yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Because even though the skeleton, that's the skeleton work. Even though the concrete is solid and is good, you still add more foundational pieces to support it and make it stronger. That's what the apostles are. Okay, that's why the scriptures tell you that the apostles have a foundation as well. When you read the scriptures, it clearly says the apostles' foundations, and it says the apostles' doctrine. Okay, so Paul and they gave us the blueprint on how to move, how to deal with a woman, how to deal with the brotherhood, how to do the work, who to stay away from, who to look out for. Okay, who to be like, who not to be like. Dedication, how to be dedicated,
Oh, that's the spirit.
how to be faithful. These were all the foundational pieces that our teacher showed us, as the apostles show us now. Okay, now this is the point right here. it says, but let every man take heed how he buildeth thereupon. Because now that they've given us the foundational work, okay, and we can see, you know, where to build and how we need to build on top of that foundation, now it's up to you to take heed. Ain't nobody gonna keep tapping you on your shoulders telling you to communicate.
Right.
Ain't nobody gonna keep tapping you on your shoulder telling you to repent. Ain't nobody gonna keep tapping you on your shoulder telling you to fast and read and study and link up. Okay? Because the foundation already been laid. You're supposed to know it. You see it. It's in front of you. You know? If you do anything outside of the foundation that's been built, you're not taking heed to where you're building. Simple. You just reckless, aimlessly building.
You got to follow the blueprint. You got to follow the blueprint.
Yep. You're not going back to the like the brother said, the priest say. You're not going back to the blueprint and looking at the blueprint. You're like, nah, man, my uncle did this. I know a shortcut. You know? I'm gonna finish it off. It says, verse 11. For other foundation can no man lay that is laid, which is YAHAWASHI HaMashiach. Now, if any man build upon this foundation, gold, silver, precious stones, wood, hay, and stubble. So now, if you add to this foundation of YAHAWASHI, if you add precious things, or if you add invaluable things, okay, it says every man's work shall be made manifest. Meaning that there's no way you can hide your work. Okay? And we're around what? We're around the time of Passover. That's usually when the Spirit goes around and check the work. How you be acting, what you've been doing, how you been holding yourself accountable. Have you been laboring? Are you on point? Okay? The angels get to sifting real heavy. Okay? So when we have a mindset that this is real, this is serious, this ain't no joke, you're going to be very cautious about the things that you do, the things that you say, and the mindset and the attitude that you incorporate in your building process. Because you're building something here. And when you understand that you're building something very important, you're going to take it seriously. Okay? And that seriousness is going to reflect on how you act, how you carry yourself. Okay? I'm going to finish it off, and I'm going to, you say you had one, right, Roxas?
Yeah.
Come. It says this here, it says, for the day shall declare it, because it shall be revealed by fire. And what does the scripture say in the Apocrypha? I think it's in Ecclesiastes 25 and 12. It says, as a matter of fact, somebody get it real quick. Because it says it shall be revealed by fire. Okay? Try Ecclesiastes 25 and 12. What does it say?
Ecclesiastes 25 and 12. The fear of the Lord is
Try
within
7.
us. Verse 7. There be 9 things which I have judged in my heart.
You know the scripture where it says the trial of man is in his reason, as the potter's vessel.
Yeah, I can get that real quick.
I don't remember.
I'm gonna get it real quick so we can just link it up to this scripture, because it tells you that every man's work shall be declared by fire. It might be 27 and 5.
I got it.
What is it?
27 5.
God.
He just got it. So this is in the book, in the Apocrypha, Ecclesiastes 27 and 5. It says, the furnace proveth the potter's vessels.
See, that's why the scriptures say, because it shall be revealed by fire. Because why? Because the furnace proveth the potter's vessels. Are we not the vessels of the Lord? Is the Lord not the potter? Yes, he is the potter.
Tried in the fire.
Yep. So now there's no way that you can hide what you've been doing, because the Lord tries it with hard times, with tricky situations. Okay? And if you haven't been taking heed how you've been building, then it gets revealed, bro, what the fuck you been doing? You know? What have you been doing? How don't you know that? You know? Because the Lord reveals it. That's why we have the book of Revelation. They're all just different breakdowns that's being revealed. You know? Go ahead, brother.
So it says, the furnace proveth the potter's vessels, so the trial of man is in his reason.
See? So you begin to understand a man's reasoning by how he deals with his trials and tribulations. Then you begin to see that if he's a reasonable man or if he isn't a reasonable man. Because of the situations that he go through, reveal it. And this all boils down to us understanding the severity of what we're involved with. Okay? If we don't if you don't take this truth serious, eventually the truth gonna get you out. You're gonna be removed. If you take it serious, if you dedicate, if you sacrifice, if you hold yourself accountable, if you get out of that spirit of justification and preeminence, then the truth will continue to do you good. Because you're taking accountability. You understand the severity of it. Okay? So I'm going to go back to 1 Corinthians 13. All right? And 3 and 13, Salaki, it says, every man's work shall be made manifest, for the day shall declare it, because it shall be revealed by fire, and the fire shall try every man's work of what sort it is. Okay? And the ultimate fire is when that chip comes, man. Okay? Because it says it's going to try every man's work. Does the scriptures not say that the hour of temptation is coming, and it shall try every man? It specifically say try. And when you look up the word try, it means a trial, T-R-I-A-L. That's what that's the root word of trial is T-R-Y, try. So when that chip come into play, that's going to be the trial of the planet Earth. Who's going to take it or not?
Yep.
And it's going to be declared by the things that you've done in the ministry. In your service. Have you built yourself up enough in the faith and enough in the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding to be able for it to be the stability of your time?
Yep. And trial is experience, because experience means to try out. You know? So when that time comes, your experience on how you dealt with situations, falling down, getting back up, falling down, getting back up. When this society collapses and you have to fall, and the only solution is that chip, are you going to get up based off of your weakness, or are you going to rely on YAHAWASHI to be thy strength? See, this is where Isaiah 33:6 comes into play. You know, wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times. You're going to hold yourself up based off of what we know, based off of the discipline and experience we've gained by following the Lord. That's our strength of salvation. Because where Esau's going to try to manipulate and deceive us into, try to deceive the, elect to follow him, that's where the Lord is going to be like, nah, I'm going to give you strength so you can survive.
That's right.
And I'm going to bring you that salvation to get you through. Well done, my good and faithful servant. You know? So these are the things that we have to ponder upon, or we have to apply when the time comes, so we can get ourselves in the right position for the Lord to be able to continue to use us.
That's right, brother.
You know? And these are things that we all go through, you know? Like I said, I'm going through it. I'm pretty sure these brothers,
Absolutely.
are definitely going through it. But
Absolutely.
it's talks and lessons and edification like this that keeps us going. Because
Right.
this is the Lord giving us that strength for salvation now. You know?
Right.
That's right, man. You got it, Arasi.
And so,
Okay, Con, this is Lamentations 3:40. It says, let us search and try our ways and turn again to the Lord. And this word try in my Bible at the bottom, it says the word there for try is examine. As the brother was going into, that we're not going to keep, pretty much the foundation has been laid, man. So we're not going to keep constantly telling Jake to you need to be praying, you need to be fasting, you need to be linking up, doing your videos, the basic building blocks of this truth, man. You're supposed to already know that. And if you get to a point where you kind of get disenchanted, you start zoning out and you start getting lost, hey, we got it. That's when you got to what? You got to search out and try your ways, man. And turn back to YAHAWASHI, YAHAWASHI. That takes, you on your own time, your own effort to do that, man. Now, of course, brothers going to have eyes on you. They're going to correct you, but you have to be correcting yourself too. You know, searching and trying your ways, man. Which goes back into, again, go back to the topic, knowing the severity of the truth, man. If you're not constantly checking yourself and examining what you're doing, man, hey, as you said, if you don't put your all into this truth, hey, this truth will spit you out, man. It goes back into what? Being cold, being lukewarm. You know, you want to constantly stay on fire, man. Which also goes to what you're going into also in the coming times when Esau bring the chick, the martial law,
Yes.
and all that comes.
That's what it boiled down to
Like we
right
always-
there, man.
Yeah, like we always say, you know, hey, you don't want to be in the back of the paddy wagon doubting. Damn,
Right.
I should have.
Right.
Man, fuck, man, am I man of the Lord? Did I really? Oh, boy, I was bullshitting, man. You ain't take it serious. Now you doubt starts settling in, and Satan gets all in your mind. You know, you done forgot to call on the name of the Lord.
Start counting yourself out.
Yeah, you start counting, you know what I'm saying? Counting yourself out. You pretty much gave up at that point, man. But if you've been doing the work, doing the groundwork, and grinding it out, when you get to that time, you're gonna be like, man, I'm getting out of
I
this.
know what
man.
to do.
Yeah, that's
Confidence.
exactly.
Not confidence.
Yeah, confidence. That's right.
Right.
Yep. But that was in there.
I got something real quick. This is Proverbs 24. Proverbs 24 and 16. For a just man falleth 7 times. Right? So, although we are, you know, in the truth, we understand that we're Israelites. We're just men. We do our best to obey our Lord. But we fall.
Yeah.
We fall a lot.
Oh yeah.
But this is the trying out. This is that period that we have with grace to get it right.
Failure is a part of growth.
Failure is a part of growth.
That's right.
You know, in order to build muscles, you got to break it down.
Yep.
You know, and we're the body of YAHAWASHI. You know, it's not like you just, you know, other than the Lord could have made it that way. We just all be strong. But this is what Paul said when you read Corinthians. He said, we are made strong in our weakness.
That's right.
So when we're broken down and we're weak, the Lord gives us the opportunity to get built back up, but it takes us to fall and understanding why we fail and using the discipline and wisdom and understanding that we've had through our experiences, and we get back up. You know?
Yeah.
So it says, for a just man falleth 7 times and riseth up again. You know? So we got to be able to rise up again. And that's where your faith comes in. You know? Are you going to rise up again, or are you going to, you know, let your sins weigh you down? I'll finish it off. It says, but the wicked shall fall into mischief. You know? So we're to fall, but we're to get up. You know the famous gospel song, we fall down. When we get up, that's that. You got to embrace that mentality through your faith in this truth.
That's right.
Yeah, and if I could add to your point, you made a heavy point about basically how we're trying out. You know, when you're trying out for a sports team, the coach understands that you're not gonna be perfect.
Right.
You're not gonna be, you know, you're gonna make mistakes. But the coach sees the potential. So they're like, okay, well, you know what? Okay, you know, they know they're gonna have to work with you, but they can see the ones that's moldable and the ones that's gonna be coached. And I'm gonna hit you with this. They can tell the ones that's cocky as hell and can't learn. And they usually don't want those type. You know, they might be talented, but you know they might
Not coachable.
they're not coachable.
Yeah. As long as you coachable and you're accountable, it's all. Hey man, look. One thing about it, you gonna in the truth, you gonna slip.
Oh yeah.
Because the Lord has to bring you back to reality that you're just a man and that you need a savior.
Exactly.
So you're not gonna be perfect. You know, you're not gonna be like Methuselah, or you're not gonna be like Job.
Nah,
Job was on point, man.
Kind.
You know, say he was a just man that escheweth evil. You know, he was upright in his spirit. His spirit was on point, man. You know. So the Lord, hey, we striving. You know, we pushing, but we gonna fall short, so that YAHAWASHI can be gloried, and when He saves us from how we fail.
That's right.
But it's all about getting back up and getting in the game. Understand that you play a valuable role in the process of establishing the nation of Israel. But if you just give up and you slow down, or if you just in complete oblivion throughout the process, you ain't helping it. You hurting it.
That's right.
And if you ain't helping the process, you basically you dead weight, man. That's why the scripture say it'd be better to cut off a member than for the whole body to suffer, man. You know, because you ain't counting the cost. You ain't purging. You know what? What's one way that a lot of people end up getting certain parts of their body amputated? It's because they didn't correct the problem. They let it worsen. You know, you ain't just gonna get amputated overnight, bro.
Right.
It's gonna be a steady
Neglect.
Spiritual
steady.
gangrene.
Yes, that's what it is. It starts, and then when you notice it, you don't correct it. You just let it grow and let it grow and let it grow, all the way up until the point where that particular part of the body stops functioning. Then you go seek help. But by that time, it's too late. The only thing they can say is that either we can cut your hand off, or if not, you're just gonna take over your whole arm. We gotta cut your arm off. You see what I'm saying? All because you don't, at that moment, you didn't understand the severity of that problem. You didn't cast it out. You didn't change up anything. You just continue down that path, that course, because you're not understanding the strictness of this truth. Okay, it's strict. This is very strict, man, and we still have liberty. That's the beautiful part about it.
Right.
It's strict, but we still free in the spirit. But we still, the Lord ain't standing over us, breathing over us though.
Right.
You know, He's gonna hold you accountable,
Right.
and that's the best way to have it. You know, come. Let me hit this one real quick.
Con, you got it.
There you got it. This is Psalms 37 and 23. It
That's
says,
what I had too.
"Oh yeah, that's the spirit, man.
Let's go.
That's God. That's spirit. That's spirit. Hey, call YAHAWASHI. Come on, that's it, man. In Psalms 37 and 23, it says, "The steps of a good man are ordered by the Lord, and he delighteth in his way. Though he fall, he shall not be utterly cast down, for the Lord upholdeth him with his hand." Now, why would the Lord uphold a brother that falls or slips? Because he's a good man. That's why it says that the steps of a good man are ordered by the Lord. So if you do slip, the only thing YAHAWASHI gonna do is put it in your spirit what to do to correct it. Sometimes you gotta purge, man. Sometimes you gotta stop doing intake. Intake is horrible, man, especially if it's going to the flesh. You gotta monitor intake. It don't matter what it is. All right, monitor what you putting into you, man, spiritually and carnally. If you're doing too much, you gotta cut certain things off. Sometimes you gotta cut music off, rap music. If you're drinking too much, sometimes you gotta cut it off. You know, don't be in denial, bro. The worst thing an alcoholic can do is be in denial. You know what I'm saying? Just acknowledge it, like, yeah, bro, I drank too much. I cut that shit off. You know, these are the things that YAHAWASHI look for, man. You gotta purge. You gotta cleanse your spirit. You gotta cleanse your vessel, so the Lord can dwell with you, and He'll pick you up. He'll pick you up, man. He'll grab you, and He'll elevate you in the spirit. You know?
Con. Oh, that was it?
Yeah, that was it.
Okay. This is beautiful. Since you just said that, 2 Corinthians 13 and 5. "Examine yourselves whether ye be in the faith.
Yep.
Prove your own selves. Know ye not your own selves, how that YAHAWASHI HaMashiach is in you, except ye be reprobate." So yeah, just like the brother was saying, it was on point. You know, a lot of a big part of this thing is examining yourself and understanding what is in excess. What am I doing in excess? What am I doing too much? You know, how can I improve myself by cutting this off? Because what happens is usually when you cut something off, you can replace it with something more productive, or you have more time on your hands. You know, because like we were just saying before this lesson, is the spirit. Because ultimately, what you're doing once you're cutting off the flesh is you're rewiring your brain.
Yep.
you're allowing your brain, you're cutting out a pattern, because your neurons are patterns. Your body is already, used to doing certain things. So once you start to fast and do certain things, the flesh is not gonna like it. But guess what? You're in control. Your spirit is in control, and you're gonna rewire the way you think. Everything starts with just like how fat people become skinny. They gotta come to a realization, I'm fat as fuck.
That's the first step.
You know? Yeah.
Bro, that's literally in any rehabilitation, the first step is acknowledgement.
You know? And so that's the point, is examining it. But whenever someone is overweight or whatever, too skinny, whatever, you look in the mirror and you're examining yourself. You're looking at yourself like, you're looking at the man in the mirror, which is the same thing we're doing spiritually. You gotta look at the man in the mirror and say, you know what, I'm too this, I'm too that. I need to do this, I need to adjust. And then you'll grow, you'll flourish. Like the brother said, YAHAWASHI will pick you up and he'll replace whatever it is you take away and sacrifice. YAHAWASHI is gonna replace it with something better.
Yeah.
Something more beneficial to you.
Because once you acknowledge it, then you got to take the necessary steps to change.
Yep.
You can acknowledge it, and then you just acknowledge it. No. Once you, even if you need help, because another brother may tell you, well, you need to do this. Take them necessary steps to change.
Apply it.
And apply it, and then that's where the growth is going to start to become a benefit. Because you acknowledged it, and you taking that first, second, third step to change it. And then that's what, like what the brother's saying, that's where the replacement comes in. Now you're rewiring your brain and your spirit.
And the spirit.
Now you're transforming yourself to a new man.
That's right.
You're putting the old man off.
Yeah, and that's what's that? Jeremiah 33. I'm sorry. The new covenant. How the the laws will be written in your inward parts. That's a part of what this is the laws being written in our inward parts and living the truth.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Rewiring our brains to the spirit, like the brother said.
That's right. Being more involved and worried about spiritual things. Because when you have that particular mindset, you begin to understand how serious and how severe it is to be strict. You really, men of the Lord live a strict life, man. Yeah. You're supposed to live a strict life. A life with no guidelines, a life with no margins and no restrictions. It's just like you just out here. Men of the Lord were strict. Strictness is a form of it's a form of growth. Okay? It's discipline. That's why at one point in time the apostles were known as disciples. Because why? Because they were disciplined in how they received the Spirit. They received that Spirit with discipline. They gave up their lives, their families. They walked with the Lord. They dedicated themselves to that lifestyle. Okay? And that's how they grew. They understood that they needed to be, that YAHAWASHI had to be strict, and they had to be strict. Okay? So in order, they had to receive that, man, they was getting got on by the Lord. They weren't getting all flinching and you get got on, bro. It's all right. Yeah, it's all right. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I had a brother recently get on me. It's all right. You need it. You need it. You know what I'm saying? It's beneficial. It's helpful. Okay? It keeps you in line. When you look back at, if you had an austere father or a strict father like myself and like this priest as I want, when you look back at it as a man, you appreciate it a lot more because he kept you out of a lot of shit and you ain't even realize it. Yep. Our fathers, by being so strict and so severe, it kept us from having a bad life. What do you think the Lord is doing? Why do you think the Lord is so strict on us then? Because he's trying to keep us from doing something that's going to fuck us up.
Trying to keep us out the streets, man.
He's about to say something right?
No.
Yeah, God. You know? So we'll get a few more precepts, man, and we'll wrap up. You had something, Rob?
I was trying to grab this one.
I got something.
Go ahead, bro. You got it.
Okay, I grabbed it after you.
Okay, come. This is Isaiah 41:10. It says, "Fear thou not, for I am with thee. Be not dismayed, for I am thy power. I will strengthen thee." So, you know, this truth comes with a burden, and it comes with a lot of fear in life that you, because you inexperienced being a young man going into the truth. But we got to understand that the Lord is with us to help us. You know? It says, "I will help thee, yea, I will uphold thee with the right hand of my righteousness." Let's go ahead and with Bishop read earlier. You know, because the Lord, He's going to help us. But first, it's like when you got a child and you teaching them how to walk or ride a bike. You know, you might have a little brother, somebody teach you how to ride a bike, and the training wheels come off, and they know how to move, but they fall.
Yeah.
And you might help them for a little bit, but eventually they got to come to you.
They gonna have to.
You know what I'm saying? They got to come to you if they're to get to where you at. So the Lord is doing the same thing, because we're the children of Israel, right? We're the sons of the Lord.
Right.
So the Lord does things. He's there to help us, but we still got to go through it. We still got to fall and bump our head and get bruises and things. But it's through that discipline of just keeping at it. That's what's going to be able to help us get to that next level.
Right. I got something real quick as well. I know. This is Ecclesiastes 9:10. "Whatsoever thy hand findeth to do, do it with thy might. For there is no work, nor device, nor knowledge, nor wisdom in the grave whither thou goest." Yeah, so just driving home the point, you know, going back to the title of the lesson, which is understanding the severity of what we're into. You know, if you understand, if you have the complete understanding of the depth, if you're into something very important and very deep, you're gonna take that seriously. You look at
like severe weather.
Severe weather.
You got rain, and then you got severe weather. When they say severe weather, that means you need to take it serious.
Take heed. Yeah, just like people in certain high-ranking jobs, high-ranking offices, they take their job seriously. You think they're playing around, and you know, people that you know hold high positions in society, you think they're just going out and drinking all the time, and you know, they actually have a level of being able to cut off the flesh. They have a level of discipline. Any person that's, you know, a great, you know, they're great in whatever particular field they're in, they had to sacrifice. Okay, they had to make necessary changes and be able to, you know, be able to rule their spirit. You know, so whatever it says, "Whatsoever thy hand finds to do, do it with thy might." So you gotta, you know, do it with your all. You know, the scriptures give us inspiration. The Lord gives us guidance to be able to conquer anything through the Spirit.
That's right.
But you gotta, you know, apply it. You gotta put that necessary groundwork. Brothers was talking about the foundation. You gotta put that in so you can get the results.
You gotta go hard, bro. Hey, why you think the apostles is at the level that they at? 'Cause they went hard. They still going hard, but they went hard in the paint, going at it. You know, going through their trials and tribulations, their sacrifices, their ups and their downs, their afflictions and infirmities, just bearing it. And now through the Spirit, you know, they're at a high level of understanding, higher than most people on the planet Earth. You know, and they're still holding themselves in an excellency of humility, because they understand. But they had to put in what? They had to put in that groundwork, the stuff that a lot of people don't see. And that's usually the case in everything. You know, in any major establishment, the biggest part of that process was what everybody don't see. Just like Kobe Bryant, they like to say, You seen Kobe in his games, but you ain't see what he was doing
Yeah.
off court.
Yeah.
That's right.
That process.
That's right.
Like they say, you wouldn't with me shooting in the gym.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
4
That
a.m. in the
process.
morning. Yeah.
You know, that's what counts. You know, when the cameras go off, how are you acting? How are you treating brothers? How are you carrying yourself? Are you dedicated? Are you communicating? Are you praying? Do you know YAHAWASHI? Do you know his spirit? Do you know when the spirit is speaking? Can you tell when the spirit is speaking on another brother? Can you discern? Can you hold yourself accountable? Can you accept correction? Are you charitable? Are you considerate? Are you faithful? These are the things that count, that matter. Not just acting as and appearing as if you know what's going on, but really embodying the Holy Spirit and being a living example of what it takes to be a man of the Lord. It takes work. It takes effort. It takes hard work, dedication. You're going to cry. You're going to laugh. You're going to go through all kind of different emotions. But at the end of the day, you're going to push.
That's right.
You're going to go hard. You're going to listen. You know, you're going to take correction. You're going to read. You're going to study. You're going to fast, pray, and do everything it takes for you to be excellent, man. Okay? That's what it takes.
That saying of you on the outside looking in, you know, when people, because like you said, they don't know. You made the example with Kobe. They don't see, you know, what you doing on your day to day, you know, on your day to day. You know, they don't see it. They
Like-
just on the outside looking in.
Yeah,
you know?
like you remember Drake said on that song about Kobe White.
Yeah.
He's like, "Bitch, you wasn't with me shooting in
In
the
the
gym."
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
You know, it's the things that the people don't see. You know, that's what counts, man.
That's it.
You know, so anybody had a closing precept?
I
had something I need to.
Everybody can wait.
Everybody got one?
Yeah.
Well, let's get one to close out on.
You got it.
I got Luke 19 about the austerity.
Let's hit that, and then we'll
Yeah.
close on the Orthodox scripture.
Okay.
Because I did want to hit that.
Okay.
Because the premise of the lesson is severity, and that word severity means austerity.
So this is Luke chapter 19. I read 12 and 13 first. It says, he said, therefore, a certain nobleman went into a far country to receive for himself a kingdom and to return. And he called his 10 servants and delivered them 10 pounds and said unto them, occupy till I come. Right, I'm going to jump down. This is verse 16. Then came the first, saying, Lord, thy pound hath gained 10 pounds. And he said unto him, well, thou good servant, because thou hast been faithful in a very little, have thou authority over 10 cities. Right? And I'm going to jump to verse 20. It says, and another came, saying, Lord, behold, here is thy pound, which I have kept laid up in a napkin. So he had one servant that he doubled up and he got more cities, more authority, more of the Holy Spirit. But then you had one that just kept the only talent he had in a napkin, just held it in his back pocket. Verse 21, it says, for I feared thee, because thou art an austere man. Thou takest up that thou layest not down, and reapest that thou didst not sow. And he saith unto him, out of thy own mouth will I judge thee, thou wicked servant. Thou knewest that I was an austere man, taking up that I laid not down, and reaping that I did not sow. So this is a serious thing. If the Lord gives you something, you're supposed to take it and benefit and go off of it. This isn't your talent. This ain't my talent. This isn't each individual man's talent. This is the gift of YAHAWASHI through faith, and he gives man each ability that we can grow thereby. Does the scripture say that? That thou may grow thereby? Okay? And your growth is going to be seen among the other men that are growing. You know? So you're supposed to take that and help the rest. All right? But it's a serious thing if you don't do it. You know? It says, thou knewest not, thou knewest that I was an austere man, taking up that I laid not down, and reaping that I did not sow. Wherefore then, or why, gavest not thou my money into the bank, that at my coming I might have required my own with usury, meaning appreciation. Meaning if you would have stored up and just did the work, it would have appreciated. You would have appreciated, meaning grown. But you didn't. But you got men that don't do that. But it's a serious thing because the Lord is now going to be in a position where you wasted, you wasted my talent, you wasted what I gave you, you disregarded it. So I have no use for you. I'm gonna just give it to somebody else because he's good at what I gave him.
Yeah.
So it says in verse 24, and he said unto them that stood by, take from him the pound and give it to him that had 10 pounds. And they said unto him, Lord, he had 10 pounds. Verse 26, the last verse. For I say unto you, that unto everyone which hath shall be given, and from him that hath not, even that he had shall be taken away from him. So what we have in this truth, in this faith, is a beautiful thing that the Lord is giving us and we can propagate. But if we're not going to propagate and grow with it and spread it out, spread the love, okay, then the Lord, he's just going to, take it away. So this is a very serious thing because this isn't just for our benefit. This is for the benefit of the nation. But it starts with you as an individual brother and a man that the Lord can use.
That's right, That's right.
Right.
That's right.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, we can wrap up on that.
Time. This is 2 Chronicles 31 and 20, hitting on the point brothers pretty much brought out, dealing with dedicating ourselves to the ministry, man. Because we understand how the thing is serious, man. The severity of the truth, and not just putting your hand, basically like the scripture say, don't be slack in business.
Yeah.
Romans 12th chapter says
Be fervent
in the spirit.
Yeah.
Now this is 2 Chronicles 31. This is dealing with King Hezekiah. All right, this is the mind frame that a man of the Lord is supposed to be in. Man. This 2 Chronicles 31 and 20. It says, and thus did Hezekiah throughout all Judah, and wrought that which was good and right in truth before the Lord his power. And in every work that he began in the service of the house of the Most High, and in the law, and in the commandments, to seek his power, he did it with all his heart and prospered. You see, this was a king in Israel, man. He was a righteous man. And everything that he did, whether it was the temple, dealing with the priest, dealing with anything dealing with YAHAWASHI, YAHAWASHI, he did it with all his heart, all his mind. He put his mind into the ministry, man. Why? Because he understand it was serious, man. He didn't think it was just something, I'm the king of Israel, and I'm just, nah, man, make sure he did everything according to YAHAWASHI, YAHAWASHI's word, man. And that's what, we as, have a hopeful elect have to do, man. Continue to put our minds to this truth and continue to never forget that this thing is serious, man. At any time, like YAHAWASHI say, man, anybody can get touched. We gotta walk with that level of fear, like, man, I ain't doing that shit. I'm gonna try to stop doing that to the best of my ability, so I can make it, man. Yeah, that's pretty much the point of that.
Man. So, Lord willing, that was edifying. Lord willing, brother took heed to the severity of what this thing is about because the truth is not going to always be like this. We're not going to always be able to set up these tripods and upload videos. We're really going to be in the field.
That's right.
We really going to be dealing with real life situations, trials, tribulations, afflictions, persecutions, spiritual powers, wonders, miracles, signs. Everything is going to be happening. Okay? And that takes a strong mind, that takes a dedicated mind, and that takes a man of strictness and austerity. Okay? And now is the time. This is a very pivotal time now to grow and move in that direction. Take it serious, man. Take it serious. This is not a game. Okay? The truth is not a game. All right? Right now, we in our liberty in YAHAWASHI, but eventually, man, the Lord gonna turn the heat up, man.
Right.
Okay? He gonna turn the pressure up, man. And that's when, it's really gonna hit home. For some men that didn't take it serious, it's really gonna hit how serious it is, man. Okay? So take it serious, man. We in year of prophecy. It's very, very, very active this year. Very active prophecy wise. The priest Azawan is he likes to dive into the prophecies. He has a real prophetic spirit, and he's been uploading constantly on prophecy. That's how many prophecies coming out. Aratazah, prophecies. Apostle Har, Apostle Gabar, Apostle Ramla, the different elders, they're going into these prophecies. So it's very active. Meaning this is now the time to really be a watchman and get into it. Bring it out. Okay? If you slow down, it's all right. Pick it up. Pick up the pace. Get on it. Get on it. Okay? So with that, we're going to go ahead and close it out, giving all praises, glory, and honor to
Yahawah, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, Rakakadash.
All right, double honors once again to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. And peace, safety, much love to the elect of Israel. Shalom.
Shalom. Shalom.
Mm-hmm.